Hi, this is Luke with the Gamer, and here's a guide on how to beat Teddie's Shadow in Persona 4 Golden. While everyone's favourite sidekick bear is usually your friend in Persona 4 Golden, you do end up needing to fight Teddie's Shadow before long. In fact, for as prevalent as Teddie has been to the beginning of the game, he won't join your team until you take out his Shadow. But the fight in Persona 4 Golden can be tricky for a number of reasons. For some help getting through the battle of attrition that is the boss fight with Shadow Teddie in Persona 4 Golden, you've come to the right place. With the right amount of planning ahead of time, the fight against Teddie's Shadow can easily turn into something of a waiting game. Shadow Teddie enters the fight at level 35, so we'd recommend being at a comparable level. Next, let's go over Shadow Teddie's affinities. First of all, he has complete resistance against light and dark attacks, and he's strong against almighty attacks. But the biggest thing to note about Shadow Teddie is that he drains ice attacks, which means he gets healed by any attempts to use ice spells on him. You're likely to take a good amount of damage in this fight, so it's a good idea to have some healing and revival items beforehand. But to conserve yen and items, Yukiko makes a great healer, so be sure to make ample use of her Dia, Media and Diorama skills that she'll have learned by level 33. Yukiko also learns Recalm as well, which revives a fallen ally to half health. Because of this combination of moves, along with the remaining party members having a ton of physical skills that require HP to use, Yukiko is invaluable to this fight. Without any weaknesses you can exploit during the battle, Shadow Teddie can take damage from almost any element that the party can throw at them, regardless of your current setup. The only hiccup with this is Chie, who specialises in ice magic, which Shadow Teddie drains. However, Chie does have many good physical attacks, so if you bring her to this fight, it's a good idea to just stick to physical attacks instead of using magic. So going into this fight, you could consider swapping Chie for Kanji, as he uses electric magic and also has a wide selection of physical attacks as well. And finally, it's not a bad idea to equip the protagonist with a persona that has ice resistance, as Shadow Teddie can only damage him with physical moves. As long as you keep everyone alive and in decent health, this fight is a matter of simply exchanging damage and draining Shadow Teddie's health bar. While Teddie's Shadow is indeed capable of dealing massive amounts of damage to your party, he is extremely predictable. While he won't always attack in a pattern, he's pretty infamous for pairing attacks in something of a pattern. There are 3 main patterns to watch for. If he uses Maracunda, he'll follow up with Heat Wave on the next turn. When he uses Mind Charge, prepare everyone, especially Yukiko, to be hit with Mabufula, an ice spell that damages your entire party. His final pattern starts with Ultra Charge, and then 2 turns later, he attacks with Nihil Hand. This means you have 1 turn to wail on Shadow Teddie as much as you can, and then have your entire party block on the next turn, and you won't take any damage from this move at all. The good thing about Teddie attacking in these predictable patterns is that you can often anticipate his moves. Since you don't really have much variation in your party setup, it's wise to know what's coming, so you can protect your party as much as possible. The biggest problem you'll face here is with Yukiko, who has a weakness to ice magic that Shadow Teddie can and will exploit. However, without many options to reorganise the party, it's pretty much a guarantee that you'll be bringing her into this battle. So whenever you see Shadow Teddie use Mind Charge, it's especially important to have Yukiko guard against this attack, otherwise Shadow Teddie will get a free move with a 1 more. One of the most irritating attacks in Shadow Teddie's arsenal is Foolish Whisper. Anyone who gets hit by this attack will be inflicted with Silence. Silence is a massive inconvenience in a fight, as it prevents the protagonist from changing personas, and prevents anyone affected from using their personas as well. If you have anyone that knows the move Amorita, you should use it as soon as possible, as it will cure any affected party members of Silence. And if you don't have that skill or any other skills that can cure Silence, Mouthwash will also do the trick. Be sure to cure Silence as soon as possible so the battle can proceed. Thankfully, Shadow Teddie does take damage from physical attacks, meaning it's not the end of the fight if someone is silenced and you can't cure it straight away, but it's definitely not an ideal situation to be caught in. So make sure to cure Silence as soon as possible, watch for the patterns and guard effectively, and lay on the damage when you can, and the fight with Shadow Teddie will be over in no time. So that's a guide on how to defeat Shadow Teddie in Persona 4 Golden. Thanks for watching, and check out thegamer.com for more.